Betrayal, rejection, words that cut deeper than any blade. You felt it, haven't you? The sting of someone you trusted, a lover, a friend, a family member, twisting the knife in your soul. Their smile hides venom. Their promises crumble like ash. Why do they hurt you? Why does the heart you bared become their target? Carl Jung, the visionary who mapped the wilderness of the human psyche, saw through the veil. He warned us, the greatest harm is done by the silent majority. Not always with fists or shouts, but with shadows, hidden motives, buried wounds, and unspoken fears. People don't just hurt you. They project their chaos onto you, making you the canvas for their unresolved pain. Tonight, we unravel the dark threads of why people really hurt you. This isn't just a story, it's a mirror. Hold it up and brace yourself for the truth. Welcome to Why People Really Hurt You. Carl Jung's Insights. The shadows strike. The hidden roots of harm. It begins in the dark. Not the darkness of a moonless night or a world gone cold, but the one festering within the human soul. Carl Jung, the alchemist of the psyche, named it the shadow, the murky cellar where we shove the parts of ourselves we dare not face. Shame, rage, envy, fear. Everyone carries a shadow, he wrote, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it grows. When someone hurts you, it's not always about you, it's their shadow, lunging from the depths, claws bared, desperate to escape its cage. Picture this: a friend who mocks your success with a smirk disguised as a joke. A lover who gaslights your truth, making you question your own memory. A parent who withholds love like a weapon, their silence sharper than any scream. These aren't random acts of cruelty. They're the shadow's rebellion. Jung taught us that the unintegrated shadow is a predator, stalking not just its owner, but anyone who dares shine too brightly. Your confidence, your joy, your very existence, it's a mirror they can't bear. Why? Because your light exposes their darkness. Consider the colleague who undermines your promotion with subtle digs. Oh, you must know someone upstairs. Their shadow sees your win as their defeat, a reminder of their own stagnation. Or the partner who belittles your dreams. You're not cut out for that, because their own insecurities scream louder than your ambition. Jung's insight is merciless. What you resist not only persists, but will grow in size. Their refusal to confront their flaws becomes your wound. Their suppressed rage your burden. The psychology is chilling, backed by hard data. Studies like those from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology 2022 reveal that 80% of interpersonal conflicts stem from unresolved internal struggles. The bully at school, the narcissist at work, the silent saboteur in your family. They hurt you because your wholeness threatens their fractured facade. They're not attacking you. They're attacking the reflection of what they've buried. Jung called this projection, the act of flinging one's shadow onto another, dressing their own flaws in your skin. But it's not just personal. The shadow thrives in the collective too. Think of societal scapegoats, groups blamed for systemic failures, individuals targeted for daring to stand out. Jung saw this in his time. The shadow is a moral problem that challenges the whole ego personality. When someone hurts you, they're often acting out a script written by their culture, their upbringing, their unhealed wounds. The parent who shames your creativity, they're echoing their own childhood suppression. The friend who betrays your trust, they're reenacting a betrayal they never resolved. This isn't to excuse them. Jung never preached absolution without accountability. But understanding the shadow's strike unveils a truth. Their harm is a confession of their own brokenness. You're not the problem. You're the trigger for their unacknowledged pain, and yet the shadow's power lies in its invisibility. The less they see it, the more it controls them, and you become collateral damage. By this chapter's end, pause and reflect. That wound they gave you, it's not yours to carry. It's the shadow they refuse to face, clawing at you to stay buried. But the deeper you go, the more you'll see. The shadow doesn't just strike, it hides behind a mask. The mask of motives, persona, and deception. Step into the masquerade, where truth is a guest no one invited. Jung's persona, the polished mask we wear for the world, is a costume we all don. It's the smile that hides a clenched jaw, the confidence that cloaks a trembling heart. We craft it to survive society's stage, to play the roles demanded of us: the perfect friend, the dutiful child, the charming lover. But when the persona becomes a prison, it breeds harm. People hurt you not always out of malice, but because their mask demands they keep up the act, at your expense. Imagine the charmer who showers you with praise. Their words like honey. You're my everything. But when you need them most, they vanish, leaving you grasping at air. Or the family member who criticizes your every choice. I'm just looking out for you. Their care, a barbed wire embrace. Their persona, that carefully curated facade, is cracking under the weight of their inner truth, and you're caught in the shards. Jung warned, the persona is a complicated system of relations between individual consciousness and society. When that system falters, when the mask slips, they lash out to protect the lie they've built. The dark psychology unfolds like a slow poison. They manipulate to maintain control, their compliments laced with strings. They gaslight to guard their image, twisting your reality to fit their narrative. They betray to bolster their ego, stepping on your trust to climb higher. A 2023 study in Psychological Review found that 65% of relational harm stems from ego-defensive behaviors, people shielding their persona at the cost of your peace. The coworker who takes credit for your work, their persona craves the spotlight, and your contribution is just collateral. The friend who spreads rumors behind your back. Their mask hides insecurities too raw to face, so they paint you as the villain instead. Jung's lens reveals the mechanics. The persona is a shield, but it's also a trap. When someone's identity hinges on being seen as flawless, think of the perfect parent, the loyal partner. They'll do anything to preserve that illusion, even if it means hurting you. The mother who shames your independence. Her persona as the all-knowing matriarch can't tolerate your autonomy. The partner who dismisses your pain as overreacting. Their mask of emotional strength crumbles if they admit vulnerability. They hurt you to keep the costume intact, to avoid the mirror of their own flaws. But there's a deeper layer. The persona isn't just personal, it's shaped by the world. Society scripts these masks, rewarding conformity and punishing authenticity. The colleague who sabotages you might be chasing a corporate ideal of winner takes all. The friend who ghosts you after a fight. They're dodging the cultural taboo of raw confrontation. Jung saw this collective pressure. The persona is always identical with a typical attitude. When someone hurts you, they're often playing a role they didn't write, but one they feel compelled to perform. The cruelty of this masquerade lies in its subtlety. Their harm isn't always a grand betrayal. It's the slow drip of microaggressions, a dismissive glance, a joking insult, a promise broken without apology. These accumulate, eroding your trust like water on stone. A 2024 study in Social Psychology Quarterly notes that chronic microaggressions can trigger anxiety and depression at rates rivaling overt trauma. Their mask doesn't just hide their truth. It weaponizes it, turning you into the scapegoat for their inner conflict. This chapter's truth cuts like a blade. Their hurt isn't personal, it's a performance, and you're the unwilling audience. But the stage is set for something darker still, a force older than any mask, lurking in the depths of the collective soul. The collective wound. Archetypes and inherited pain. The hurt you feel isn't born in a vacuum. It's older than the hands that wield it, deeper than the hearts that break you. Carl Jung's genius pierced the veil of time, unveiling the collective unconscious, a vast hidden ocean of shared human instincts, memories, and archetypes that shape every soul. When someone wounds you, they're not just acting alone. They're channeling forces etched in humanity's bones, patterns older than empires, wounds passed down like cursed heirlooms. Jung described archetypes as the primal blueprints of our psyche. The archetype is essentially an unconscious content. When it becomes conscious, it takes the form of an idea or emotion. These are the gods and monsters within us all, and when someone hurts you, they're often puppets of these ancient forces. Meet the players on this cosmic stage. The tyrant, who crushes to feel powerful, lives in the boss who belittles your ideas in meetings, their voice dripping with condescension to mask their own incompetence. The trickster, who deceives for sport or survival, dances in the friend who promises loyalty but spreads chaos with a smile, their betrayal a game they don't even fully understand. Most poignant of all is the wounded healer, who hurts you while trying to mend their own scars. Picture the parent who projects their unfulfilled dreams onto you, their criticism a cry for the life they never lived. These archetypes don't just act, they inherit. The collective unconscious is a tapestry woven with the threads of ancestral pain. A 2023 study in Frontiers in Psychology found that 70% of emotional abuse patterns repeat across generations, as if pain is a family crest. Your mother's sharp words, "You'll never amount to anything," echo her mother's voice, which echoed hers before. Your partner's cold withdrawal mirrors their father's absence, a script written long before you met. They don't just hurt you, they pass forward the collective wound, and you, unwittingly, become their canvas. But it's not just family. Society amplifies these archetypes, embedding them in culture, media, institutions. The tyrant thrives in hierarchical systems. Think of the teacher who shames a student to maintain authority, their power a fragile shield against their own doubts. The trickster flourishes in a world of social media facades, where likes and followers fuel duplicity. Consider the influencer who builds you up in public only to tear you down in private messages. The wounded healer, perhaps the most universal, appears in those who offer love but lace it with pain, friends who help by pointing out your flaws, lovers who cling to you to fill their own voids. Jung warned, the collective unconscious surrounds us on all sides. Their hurt is a script, and you're cast as the sacrifice to keep their story intact. The science is stark. Intergenerational trauma studies, like those from the American Psychological Association, 2024, show that unresolved pain alters brain chemistry, increasing cortisol and anxiety in victims and perpetrators alike. When someone hurts you, they're often reenacting a wound they inherited, their actions less about you and more about a legacy they can't escape. The sibling who competes relentlessly, they're fighting for the approval their parents withheld. The friend who ghosts you after a disagreement, they're fleeing the vulnerability their culture taught them to fear. It's a cycle ancient and relentless, and you're caught in its orbit. Yet there's a flicker of hope in this darkness. Jung believed the collective unconscious isn't just a source of pain, it's a wellspring of wisdom. By recognizing the archetypes at play, you can begin to see their hurt for what it is. Not a verdict on your worth, but a shadow play of their inner war. The tyrant's cruelty reveals their fear of powerlessness. The trickster's deception betrays their dread of authenticity. The wounded healer's pain is a plea for healing they can't voice. This chapter's weight is heavy, but it's also a key. Their actions are a script, and you're not doomed to play the victim. By naming the archetype, you dim its power, stepping out of the story they've cast you in. Chapter 4. Rising from the Ashes, Jung's Path to Healing. The hurt is real, a wound carved deep into your soul. But so is your power, fierce, unyielding, and yours to claim. Carl Jung's ultimate gift to humanity was individuation, the heroic journey to weave your shadow, your persona, your archetypes into a whole, authentic self. "I am not what happened to me," he declared. "I am what I choose to become." When people hurt you, they don't define you. They hand you a torch, not to burn you, but to light your path through the darkness. You're not their victim. You're their alchemist, turning their pain into your power. Step 1. Face the shadow, yours and theirs. Jung's active imagination is your sword. Visualize the person who hurt you, not as a monster, but as a vessel for their archetype. Picture the tyrant's trembling hands beneath their crown, the trickster's lonely eyes behind their smirk. Journal their slights, name their motives, envy, fear, shame, and watch their power over you dissolve. A 2024 study in Journal of Positive Psychology found that expressive writing reduces trauma's emotional grip by 50%, turning chaos into clarity. Ask, what wound are they projecting? What shadow are they fleeing? By naming it, you strip it of its claws. Step 2. Reclaim your persona. Their mask may have dimmed your light, but you can forge a new one, authentic and unbreakable. Surround yourself with truth tellers, friends who celebrate your victories, mentors who see your potential, therapists who guide you through the fog. The American Psychological Association 2025 reports that social support cuts trauma's impact by 60%, rewiring your brain to trust again. Seek those who reflect your worth, not their agenda. If your family belittles you, find a chosen family who lifts you up. If your partner manipulates, build a circle that honors your truth. Your persona isn't their mirror, it's your masterpiece. Step 3. Break the cycle. Boundaries are your fortress, forged in the fire of self-respect. Say no to manipulation, yes to your own voice. Jung taught that individuation demands courage. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. When someone hurts you, they offer a choice. Stay in their script or write your own. Refuse to carry their wound. Set it down with compassion but firmness. The colleague who undermines you? Call out their behavior professionally, then rise above. The friend who betrays? Distance yourself not out of spite but self-preservation. The parent who criticizes? Love them from afar, but guard your heart. Jung's wisdom is your armor, but it's also your wings. The collective unconscious, with its archetypes and inherited pain, isn't just a burden, it's a map. By facing the forces that shaped your hurt, you tap into the same reservoir of strength that fueled humanity's greatest heroes. The wounded healer within you, the same archetype that others misused, can guide your own healing. A 2024 meta-analysis in Clinical Psychology Review shows that integrating past trauma through self-reflection boosts resilience by 70%, turning scars into stars. You're not just surviving their hurt, you're transcending it, crafting a self that shines brighter for the cracks. This isn't the end of pain. It's the beginning of power. Their actions were a detour, not your destination. You're not their canvas. You're the artist, painting your soul with colors they can't dim. Jung's final whisper is your battle cry. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Choose your fate. Rise, alchemist, and reclaim your light. The alchemy of self, Jung's call to transcend. You've walked through the shadows, unmasked the deceivers, and faced the ancient wounds that shaped your pain. Now, stand at the threshold of transformation. Carl Jung, the sage who saw the soul as an alchemical crucible, called this the ultimate act, transcendence. The greatest and most important problems of life are all fundamentally insoluble, he wrote. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. The hurt others inflict isn't your chains. It's the raw ore of your becoming, ready to be forged into gold. Welcome to the alchemy of self, where pain becomes power, and you emerge as the hero of your own myth. This final chapter isn't about erasing the hurt. It's about transmuting it. Jung's alchemy was no mere metaphor. It was a map for turning the lead of suffering into the gold of wisdom. When someone hurts you, they hand you chaos. But within that chaos lies potential. The friend who betrayed you. The lover who dismissed you. The parent who diminished you. Their actions are not your verdict, but your raw material. Jung believed the psyche is a laboratory. The self is a process, not a static entity. Your task is to refine it, to burn away the dross of their pain, and uncover the radiant core of who you are. Begin with integration. The shadow, the persona, the archetypes, they're not enemies to slay, but fragments to embrace. Picture the colleague who sabotaged you. See their envy as a mirror of your own hidden doubts. Journal it. What part of me fears success? The lover who gaslit you. Their distortion reflects your own moments of self-deception. Ask, where have I doubted my truth? A 2025 study in Journal of Analytical Psychology found that integrating shadow elements through self-reflection boosts self-esteem by 65%, turning inner conflict into clarity. This isn't about blaming yourself. It's about owning every piece of your psyche, the dark and the light, to forge a whole self. Next, embrace creation. Their hurt tried to break you, but you're the artist now. Channel your pain into expression. Write the poem they said you couldn't. Build the career they mocked. Love with the courage they lacked. Jung's active imagination extends here. Visualize your future self, unburdened, standing tall. Paint them, sing them, dance them into being. The American Psychological Association, 2025, notes that creative outlets reduce trauma's neurological impact by 55%, rewiring your brain for resilience. Your canvas isn't their betrayal, it's your vision, bold and unapologetic. Finally, transcend. Jung's ultimate call was to rise above the personal, to connect with the eternal. The collective unconscious, with its archetypes and ancient wounds, isn't just a source of pain. It's a bridge to the divine within you. Meditate on your place in the cosmos. You're not just a victim of their hurt, but a thread in humanity's tapestry, woven with strength. A 2024 study in mindfulness shows that spiritual practices like meditation cut anxiety by 60%, grounding you in a purpose bigger than their pain. Forgive not for them, but to free yourself. Let their wounds be theirs. Your soul is yours to soar. This alchemy is your legacy. The friend who lied, the partner who left, the family who judged. They're not your story's end, but its catalyst. Jung's final wisdom is your beacon. As far as we can discern, the sole purpose of human existence is to kindle a light in the darkness of mere being. You are that light. Their hurt was the spark. Now blaze.